That's how it goes?
They keep asking about the best when they know it's me.
Okay.
Asking about the rest when they know it's me.
Straight in.
I know it's a bad moment, right? Because the season's done. But I tell you right now, this is the time to celebrate. Let's go.
That's how it goes?
They keep asking about the best when they know it's me.
Okay.
Asking about the rest when they know it's me.
Straight in, I guess.
You know it's me.
I'm happy, guys. I gotta tell you, I'm so happy. You know, the season came to an end this past weekend, but man alive. I should be sad, right? Because you're sort of thinking, what are you going to watch? But no, I was celebrating. I really was. I was celebrating. I got my mug. I got the champagne. I put it in there because this is the time, guys. This is the time that a particular management gets their eyes set on them. Now the attention is going to be on them. This management, guys, has been hiding behind players all season. They hid behind an interim coach all season. A guy who only won 2 games in 2024. 2 league games, only won in 2024. There was no apology that was issued. They just stood there and they hid behind Kevin Johnson. And I'm talking about the Kaizer Chiefs management. And one thing, right, is we're looking at them now to see as to what are they going to do. The attention is all on them right now because it's like you have to sort of decide where the club is going to go. Which direction is it going to go? Are you sticking with Kevin Johnson? Are some of these players going to stay? And which coach is going to come in? Now, I know you're probably going to say to me, it's a family business. You know, why do you care? Nothing's going to happen. They can do whatever they want. And you're right. You're right, man. Like, they can do whatever they want with this club. They can decide that they want to go the same way. But the nice thing about it is, shut. Because now it's the moment to see if they're going to pull another Molefe trick. Are they going to pull in another Kevin Johnson? Are they going to send Ataswan into development again? Do they know what they're doing? And as time goes on, how are they going to be able to look at everybody in the face? You can't even look at the fans in the face. The broadcasters, what are they going to do? The sponsors, what are they going to do? And most importantly, fellas, you tarnishing your pops' name. That club that he built from the ground up, are you guys going to continue to tarnish it? Because we're looking at you guys right now. And one thing's for sure is the more that this goes on, I wouldn't even have to do anything. I will just sit back and just watch this grow and let it do its thing because I don't have to do anything about it. But one thing I know is football is going to kick these fellas out. Guys, my team works hard, man. Like, the Playing the Field with Shakes team works hard to get in this guy who's been a sensation on TikTok, on YouTube, a football analyst. You know, call myself a football analyst for speaking to him, a performance analyst as well. ABC Motsepe head coach, Lindo Pep. He's here. And man, I'm excited to speak to this guy.
Another big guest on Playing the Field with Shakes. Now, this guest, I tell you something, guys, I'm excited about this guest because he's an analyst, right? He calls himself a performance analyst as well. One thing I didn't know is that he's an ABC Motsepe head coach. Wow. Okay, Lindo Pep. How are you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good, bud. How are you?
No, man, I'm all right, man. You have to tell me the story because I just saw there, like, ABC Motsepe head coach. You coaching down there, man?
To be honest with you, actually, the previous season, not the one that just ended, where Dondolo won the league, but the previous season, I was actually the head coach of S3EP43. But at the time, we were called the S3EP43, but the name of the club was the Tammy Tigers. I was the head coach. I only stayed there for 6 months, 4 to 6 months. The results didn't actually go my way. I always say that the ABC Motsepe is a very difficult league, to be honest with you. But I came into the club, already the club was sinking. They were fighting a relegation at the time. I got a call from David Patebula and he said he needs me to go and help the team at the time. They didn't have much because the window was already closed, couldn't sign players. But you know, even as a development coach, Shakes, we are taught to work with what you have. We tried our best. We collected the number of points that we needed. So it was not enough at the time to save the club. But yeah, I was the head coach there. Yeah.
Yes, that's quite a story, man. I mean, you've now become a sensation.
Yeah.
They're speaking about you on TikTok and everything.
Yeah.
Do you ever plan on going back to coaching, or what's the situation there?
But yeah, I'm still a coach. I've never worked shifts. I've never actually had a job. Throughout my life, I'm turning 30 next year, and I've never actually had a job. All my life, all I know is football and being on the pitch as a player, as a coach. Started coaching when I was 18, 19, I think. In 10 years now.
Hey man,
Yeah.
you rocking daisies. And the funny thing is, when you have a man like Lindo who's here, you have to always like get his thoughts on like what's happened at DSTV Premiership. Of course, now I've got my own thoughts. But tell me something. This season for you, like, how would you rate the DSTV Premiership? How did it go for you, man?
To be honest with you, I don't want to lie, Sheiks. The league was won in the first 15 games. To be honest, if I'm genuinely honest. Orlando Pirates started picking up in the second half of the season. But to be honest with you, there was no challenger. Stellenbosch had a good season. Orlando Pirates had a good season. But if you look at the previous season with the STV Premiership, this is when you would actually realize that Mamelodi Sundowns, Coach Rulani and what they've done is actually incredible. Actually, having 60 plus points should win you the league. Us getting 73 points is actually incredible, Shakes, to be honest with you. So, but just to rate the league on its own, I'm just impressed about two things, Shakes. The fact that our league has turned from by the Rampedi League, I'm happy that it's turned from that into being, we've seen a lot of young stars this season. That's a positive for the DSTV Premiership. And also the introduction of the Colored Black label again. I think it's an incredible competition, more especially for the fans. I think it engages the fans, including the Nedbank Cup.
You tell me that the league is improving, right? And I totally get that. I think it's getting a little bit competitive, like maybe underneath Mamelodi Sundowns downwards. Now I look at the teams that are playing. Maybe you can tell me from your side as to watching the teams play. No team other than Mamelodi Sundowns got 15 league wins. Like, how come? Is it that much competitive from like second place to 16? And Sundowns is like, because Sundowns getting 70 plus points, that's great. I think that's you right, achievement wise. But you look at a Pirates, you look at a Chiefs got 30 points in 30 games. Like, I mean, Pirates as well were not able to get 15 league wins, 20, 19. Why is that? How do you see it?
To be honest with you, I think most of the teams, I think it has nothing to do with the management. I think most of the teams need to start investing in their technical team, Shakes. To be honest with you, if you can look at, I think you remember the Santa, we don't have to go back there, but if you can look at their benchmark, you look at the kind of analysts that invested in Abu Kalen Solomons, you look at people like Abu Smuda, Makikla. Those people are incredible. I think they're one of the best analysts in the country. You look at the condition coaches. We've got about two. We've got Dumates. We've got this Buddha, the one that's responsible for the cool down. So I think that investing in the technical team, the technical aspects, improving the resources as well. I think some of the teams are struggling with the resources, teams like Abu Pulukwan, Abu Golden Arrows. But also when you look at Abu Eric Tinkler, there's a little bit of mediocrity as well. Because when you look at Abu Cape Town City, I said to when I was having conversations with other football technicians, you look at the Cape Town City squad, it's actually better than Stellenbosch. It's actually better than the Cape Town City. It's actually better than the SuperSport. I believe that every team that should be doing better with the squad. I know that there's certain politics that are happening behind the scenes with regards to football. You look at a team like Amazulu, you look at the squad of players that they have, what the management has assembled, incredible. You look at the players, I'm a team like Fulukwane City, they've got incredible fullbacks, Abu Nkwe, Abu Matuludi, there's some top Abu with this boy, Mapangula. But when you look at the teams, it's a number of things, to be honest with you. It can be resources, it could be the technical teams. I feel that mostly, more especially in terms of performance, when you move on to the performance side of the game, I feel that we as a country and as a footballing nation, we need to start speaking about conditioning coaches. We have no idea of the influence they have in our game. Those are the most important people in the technical team. Because those are the people that actually may ensure that the teams, the boys are well fresh. The boys don't get injuries. The boys look sharp.
And also for me, is that I wanted to ask this question. Could be a yes or no for you. Are teams more worried about stopping Mamelodi Sundowns than actually setting their own targets? So, like, we're more worried about winning that one particular game against Sundowns instead of actually telling ourselves, listen, if we win this number of games, if we play like this, if we plan to win our home games like this, that should be great. Whether we beat Sundowns or not, that's all right. But I'm just saying, I see a lot of times where people are celebrating when they get a point against Sundowns and not necessarily like, but you spoke about an Amazulu who's underperforming. In Kaizer Chiefs, I can speak about Kaizer Chiefs for days. Orlando Pirates, I don't even think they should be doing a lot better than what they're doing. So it is teams just focusing just on like, hey, but let's try and not lose against Sundowns and actually have their own objectives.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm gonna be brutally honest. I think I can count a couple of coaches that did it this year. I think it's only cheaper that played pound for pound with Mamelodi Sundowns. I think Richards Bay. I think when even Lukano came, I think they tried Cape Town City. I can count a couple of teams. I think those are the only teams. I think Stelis as well. To be honest with you, Shakes, we've got a principle. For you, even Coach Peter used to say this. For you to win the league, you don't have to beat Chiefs and Pirates, even as a Mamelodi Sundowns, or even as a Pirates. You don't have to beat. You have to beat a Polokwane City. You have to beat the Cape Town Spurs. Orlando Pirates this season, Shakes, just to make as an example. There's a game where I was really frustrated as an analyst and as a South African fan, including Kaizer Chiefs, where they played against Cape Town Spurs during the week at Orlando Stadium. They drew the game, and they went on to play against Kaizer Chiefs over the weekend, and they had an unbelievable game. And I said to myself, these are some of the reasons why these teams will never win the league. In the first 15 games, I think Orlando Pirates won about 4 games, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how many games Kaizer Chiefs won with their other team, and we need to also start. I feel that we are not putting these other coaches under pressure. Let me be honest. We don't speak much, Shakes, about Cape Town City. We don't speak much about Amazulu. We don't speak much about Stelis, about Supersport. I believe those squads should be doing better. I'm not saying the coaches. I'm saying the squads. We need to know. We need to start scrutinizing all these coaches so that we can put them on the spotlight and ask them questions. Why didn't you play this? Because last week you played against TS Galaxy and you played incredibly well. But coming into playing against Sundowns, you played incredibly well. Now you're playing against Golden Arrows, and we don't see Emachela playing. We see a Nukovic, and you know what I'm saying? We need to start asking the relevant questions.
I actually agree with you. The funny enough, when you talk about the fact that we don't put pressure on the other teams, and maybe you find some of them, they are cruising nicely because there's not enough pressure on them. Because you look at like an Amazulu, how they perform, they should have been a lot better. But I want to go into individuals, man. When I say the word Tapelo Koki, what do you say?
To be honest with you, he's nominated for the Defender of the Season. I've had my share of him, but to be honest with you, great aerially.
He's a what? Great player?
No, I'm saying great aerially.
Oh, great aerially. So is he a great player?
Yeah. There's a difference between good player.
He's a good player. Deservedly Defender of the Season nominee?
Tabosi Tisinoke from TS Galaxy.
Okay.
Islam Tor from Stellenbosch.
Ooh.
Kuliso Mudau. Machulu from Polokwane City. I can count a lot, Shakes, to be honest with you. I feel that we only watch the big 3. I watch all the teams. I feel the boy from Polokwane City had an incredible season. The Machuludi boy is in my team of the season, by the way. Oh, what a player.
I must admit to you, when I saw what's this Torre from Stellenbosch didn't get nominated, I was shocked. I was really, really shocked. Like I was like, oh guys, all this thing of watching the big 3, like you say, is a little bit unfair. So another player that I wanted to say to you, football of the season, he missed out. Was it right for you or not, Patrick Maswangani?
Not right, to be honest with you. But I've never coached at the highest level, so that award is actually it's the coach's award basically. So if the coaches felt he didn't have enough in the 30 games to deserve a nominee, and then who am I? But to be honest with you, I felt that these awards were swapped. I felt that in the middle of the season, you needed a Kaizer, you needed a Malende, and then maybe for player and footballer of the season, it could have included a Tito. Because for me, I watched him. I watched almost all the Orlando Pirates games. I felt that he started ticking from the preseason when he played against Maccabi Tel Aviv in Spain in their preseason. I think he had an incredible preseason. He's got a goal there. Started the season very well. Was very influential in Ulipasa's game. But yeah, if the coaches feel that he doesn't deserve it, who am I? But to be honest with you, I feel that he deserves to be there.
Yeah, so I mean, like that's my frustration as well when I look at some of the nominees for some of these awards. Is it just purely down to the fact that you feel that we just watch only the big three teams and that's the only reason why?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And partially, most of it is the journalists as well, Shakes. That's why I'm saying, Shakes, football is so broad. That's why football needs everything, to be honest. So some have a better PR, some players are marketed better than others. Some coaches speak for their players better than others. So I guess maybe you never know. Like, look, but I'm happy for Sanele fans, to be honest with you, because
Yeah.
because I'm a very I'm a technocrat. I love stuff, even though it doesn't reveal everything.
Yeah.
But that's why I go to the stadium. But the Sanele fans has created the most chances in the league. I feel it deserves the nomination. Could have maybe not included Titus there, maybe not Titus and Adam Marcelo Allende. If I were to ask you, buddy, who was the best player in the first 10 games of the season? Who was
First
the best
10 games of the season.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, you're putting me on the spot here. Yes, sir. The best player in the first 10 games. Whoa. Yeah. Snap. Look, I know I like Marcelo Allende. I really did. But when you talk about Sanele Barnes as well, statistically as well, he was a very good player. Was he your best player in the first 10 games?
No. If that's why I'm posing this question, because for me, the best player in the first 5 games, if I were to ask you, would have said Marcelo Allende. In the 10 games, you would have said Marcelo Allende. In the first 15 games, you said Marcelo Allende.
Yeah.
And already the league was already ready.
So I wanted to ask you a question regarding this, is the fact that when I say Rulani Mokwena, I hear it in your voice when you speak about him. You have a lot of respect for him, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I take it that. Now, this question I wanted to ask you, do you think Rulani Mokwena gets the respect that he deserves?
I think so. I think there's a propaganda that's flowing around social media that people don't love Coach Rulani. I think it's not true. I think people that come from Soweto, people come from Pretoria, the people that support Mamelodi Sundowns, I think they genuinely love Coach Rulani. I think football technocrats, all the football coaches in this country love, more especially development coaches, people that love football very deep and that are invested in the game. I think they're really obsessed with his work. I think the people that don't like Coach Rulani are the bitter, and I'm going to say this, I'm sorry, are the bitter Orlando Pirates fans. And I'm going to be honest with you, because they feel that his grandfather, I live in the same street as his father. His father is a former winger of Orlando Pirates, OKK. I think they love him. I think they know how good he is. We knew that the Coach Rulani Shakes is going to be great when he was 22, 23, 24. We still know now that he's going to be the national team coach. It's just funny that Shakes, I don't know what happened to William Teki. This is the thing about people. I want to reveal something that's really shocking.
Yes.
People don't know how much of a top coach William Teki is. What an incredible coach. I'm telling you, Shakes. I'm telling you, let me tell you something, Shakes. Do you know, like Masakule Kas, we knew Urulani Fenseki to be people that are going to be the national team coaches. When Fenseki was the head coach of Kaizer Chiefs, all of us said, this is happening.
Don't say that. Really?
Remember, these people started coaching us when we were 14, 13, 12, what. These people have had their... Remember, Fenseki, I think he won, if I'm not sure, the ABC or the SAP without a loss.
Yeah.
And you must understand, those are very, very difficult leagues to win. Because you've got amateur players that with consistency, you need to motivate them to come to training, games. Some of the times you don't have your best players, but you need to make it work. Some of the players don't get paid. There's no food at times. Those people put themselves in those levels. So yeah, just to touch on Rulani, to be honest, he's an incredible coach, to be honest with you.
I need to pull you up on that a little bit. Of course, he took some of our youth teams to the World Cups, which was really great. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out, because he's had arguably the two biggest jobs in the country, being Bafana national team coach and as well as Kaizer Chiefs coach as well. What happened there then?
Shakes, you know what the thing is? Probably, this is what other people were saying with Coach Manova, and I've got a big respect for Coach Manova. There's coaches that cannot manage big players, big egos. There's coaches that cannot manage multi-million rand players. There's coaches that cannot manage a big squad. And there's coaches that are for smaller teams, a smaller profile of players. For that dressing room, they're comfortable. You need a certain level of arrogance to coach a Mamelodi Sundowns. For you to be coaching with Temba One and giving instructions and running a dressing room like a Mamelodi Sundowns, you need a certain level of arrogance and a certain level of knowledge. Football players are not stupid, Chief. If you're good, you're good, and the ball. And some of the coaches and some top football players, Chiefs, they understand they also want to be improved. And some coaches cannot improve great players.
Yeah.
That's why I give credit to this guy, to Coach Rani, to Mourinho, because he's improved great players like Utemba One. He took Temba One's career to the next level. Look at how Dennis Onyango is comfortable with his feet now. Yeah. He commands a certain level of respect from the players, which is, I'm not saying Coach Manova doesn't, but he struggled to be the head coach. He will never coach. The coaches that will never, I think only can say he's one of those coaches. A great coach, but a coach that cannot coach big clubs. So those are the kind of coaches that don't get a lot of credit, that had a big profile when they started their coaching career. But I think at the PSL as well, I think it's very difficult to be a coach in this country as well. I've had my fair share with ABC. I can tell you now, most of the decisions that you need to make as a head coach, there's so many people behind you that are influencing the team. There's so many people that are coaching the players behind your back. There's so many things that coaches go through. Shakes me now. If I had the privilege now, I would show you and send you an email where Itami Tigers told me that when they are restructuring the team, they said to me, Lindo, you need to play a 4-4-2 structure because this is how we prepared the season. And I said to them, but I don't have the profile of players to play a 4-4-2. Yeah. And they said to me, this is how the team was preparing the entire season. So you need to continue playing a 4-4-2. Because I was a young coach, never played professional football. So Coach Rulani is struggling from those things. He's young, and he said it, and I'm not saying it loud. He said, I'm young, I'm black, and I never played professional football. I know that might be controversial, but those are the words. And I struggled from that, I for one. And I feel that we don't support one another. But I just think in terms of all those incredible development coaches that never got the privilege to coach at the highest level. They did, obviously, but
I mean, I've got two questions that I have left, man. If you can just help me with this one. Yeah. Will you speak about sort of what happens behind the scenes and all that? I mean, from someone who watches from the outside, we don't know the deepness of all it all. And you're telling me about emails that are being sent and stuff. I mean, is this the actual problem that's holding our football back, man? Because it feels like we could do some really great things, but there's just so much in the background that we do not know about.
Shakes, to be honest with you, this is so sad. I think this is going to need an episode of its own, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
To break down, there's so many owners in South African football that are in football for the wrong reasons. I was having a conversation with Abopra Matats and Abopra Shuki that I feel that our football, I think the municipalities or I don't know whether it's governments or I don't know what to call the private sector needs to start taking over consortiums. I feel that the club owners are really, really taking the coaches for a ride. I feel that the club owners are taking the players for a ride. And some of the players in the NFT chiefs that are in Zika Foundation that are still earning 5 grand, 3 grand, coaches that don't even get paid for 6 months. If we were to scrutinize, if we were to go deeper into the full honesty problem, you might find out that that coach doesn't even earn more than 10 grand.
Lindo, listen, man, I've got this last question. You answer it any way that you'd like. I've got 5 minutes left. Where is South African football for you right now, Pep?
To be honest with you, I'm happy that we've introduced a lot of young players into our league. I feel that our league has moved from an old age home. That's an incredible thing. I think it's a milestone for our league. And another thing, I feel that we've got some incredible coaches that are coming, new coaches as well. We've got a coach like Pablo Franco. We've got coaches like Mabosit, Ramovic, coaches that have done well, European coaches. You look at the guy from Cape Town City. You look at Abu Musa Nyatama, Rulani, Steve Parker, Coach Gavin. I don't know what happened with this CMA there, but I feel that Shakes, if Kaizer Chiefs can get Coach Pito, Coach Maimila, Roger Rivero, Orlando Pirates, Coach Rulani, Mamelodi Sundowns, Gavin Hans, Super Sport, TS Galaxy, Steve Ramovic, Steve Barker, and then with Mangoba Mneti Amazulu. I think that's where our football needs to be honest with you. But I feel that the S3EP Premiership is improving, Shakes. I don't want to lie to you. We just need more bums in the seats to make it a spectacle, improve our technical teams, improve our resources, get more sponsorships. More teams should get more sponsorships, increase, pay the players well, pay the coaches, pay the members, But I feel that we've got an incredible resource that we have as a country in our football. We are a football-loving nation anyway. But to be honest with you, I think it's been an incredible ride. It's been an incredible season. There's a way forward.
Nah, man, listen, Lindo Pep, I must tell you something, man, before I do go. When I came across your video, the very first one, I don't remember which video it was, but you were speaking about Sundowns and you're speaking about Orlando Pirates, you're speaking about even the way that they play. And I have to tell you, man, I got inspired because I was just like, wow, this guy is very knowledgeable, man. Like, I wish him all the best. And then I heard you're on Sport at 10, and then I'm seeing all this, and I'm happy because you deserve all of that. I don't know whether you're going to coach. I don't know whether you're going to be on TV. I don't know what you're going to do. The only thing I do know is that you are an upcoming inspiration, man. And you got to keep going and do not stop.
Thank you very much, man.
Do not get all this. I know there's a lot of noise that's going to come, but keep going. Keep staying focused on your grind. In a 10 years' time, I can imagine you're going to be in a great place, man. But it's a pleasure to have spoken to you. The opportunity to speak to you is so great, and I'm grateful, man.
Yeah, I'm grateful. Thank you for inviting me, Shakes. To most of us that have been wanting to do this, you've been an incredible person to look up to. I'm hoping people will watch your show, support you. I'm hoping to have more of this. I'm hoping that we can have a studio sit down one day. But to be honest with you, my first love, Shakes, is coaching. I'm hoping that I'll get my right badges. I am a qualified coach. I've got a D license and a coaching science. I'm a performance analyst. I'm a conditioning coach. So I'm hoping for the best for the future for myself. I know there's a lot of noise for sure, but to be honest with you, I'm working very hard. I'm keeping the right people around me. I'm having conversations with the right people that are surrounding me, making me understand that it's a very long journey. Don't look at them now. So yeah, thank you very much, Sheikh.
No, man, a pleasure, man. Oscar Jaha, it's coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check you, bro. Nah?
Thanks very much, Sheikh.
Who was up to par and who became our star, but also who fell short in this game we all love? Let's find out on Moegoe of the Week. The star of the week was a very obvious pick. The only coach to beat Mamelodi Sundowns in the league this season. The only coach to go unbeaten against Mamelodi Sundowns home and away. Eric Tinkler. Hey, when's a pila, ne? And as for the Moegoe of the Week, out the top 8, dreadful season. They call themselves a mighty club. And on top of that, they were beaten by a relegated club. I think it's fair to say Cape Town Spurs shouldn't have been the team that went down. Amakosi, Moegoes of the Week. It's time for Bet of the Week. Get ready to win big by placing the right bets on the right games. This week is a week of finals, and of course we got the two that are very obvious, the Nedbank Cup and as well as the UEFA Champions League. The first one being the Nedbank Cup, Sundowns going up against Orlando Pirates. In 90 minutes, this game's going to be a draw. Then extra time, whatever happens, gets our one. The next game, Dortmund going up against Real Madrid. I've gone with Real Madrid, win or draw, and under 3.5 goals. Yep, 2 games, right? The odds you will not believe, 5.79. Just 2 games, 2 results is all you need to make 5 times your money back. And if you want to win with me, click on the link below. Remember to practice responsible betting at betway.co.za. We've already come to the end of the show, and just when you thought football was over, Champions League and as well as the Nedbank Cup. I can't wait. Now before you go, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're notified for future episodes.